Or like, I don't know, 12th studio failure this morning.
The new one.
Yeah, the new studio failed. And, my attitude with that is kind of just like, yeah, if we can't make cameras and a computer work, and despite all the previous failures we've had, there's not a single person here who can make sure that either the studio is operating or secondary studio is operating. We've gotten to a point in the company where everyone's kind of just kicked their feet up and said, I'm doing what I need to be doing. Yeah. And then that just means I'm Sisyphus pushing the rock up. The problem is people are sitting on the rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Kind of wild, Pat, to put that out there just like that on a podcast and make it public. Don't
it's poor leadership, by the way. I got to tell you, I'm a little surprised in Tim Pool. He's done one hell of a job, and I'm sorry to cut you off.
It's all good.
That's poor leadership right there.
Patrick Bet-David goes off after getting triggered by Tim Pool on the PBD podcast. So Patrick Bet-David calls out Tim Pool's comments from Timcast IRL to show him ripping his own staff publicly, and Patrick Bet-David appears to take this personally. I think because PBD is all about leadership, and Tim Pool's comments are extremely very poor leadership material, folks. So let's jump in.
Is that he, as the host of the network, cannot also be the CEO of the network. What happened was, I guess they built a separate studio that he hosts the IRL show from. However, he didn't build that studio himself. He built the first studio that they do their daily show out of. Okay. He knows the inner workings of that studio. So if a computer goes down, Tim knows how to go in and fix it. However, he didn't build the second studio, the one that the IRL was shot from. And apparently there was a computer that malfunctioned. He had to switch studios at the last minute. And what he was saying is that, hey, I have people on my staff who are not putting in 100%. They're putting in 90%. And I cannot make this company grow as both the host and as the CEO of the company. There needs to be people that take this vision and run with it just besides me.
Okay, so I think I found a clip. I found a 43-second one, and I found a 3-minute one. Rob, if you can see which one it is, as long as there's no music, play one of them so we can see his answer. Go ahead, Rob.
But I think this might be the end. We are.
Can we do
well
anything with
It's
this
not a
music or
financial
no?
thing. We make a lot of money. But
what do you think?
By piece.
We can fight it.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Sounds like an Adele
Structure
song.
becomes bigger and bigger and bigger until it becomes impossible to manage. I'm not. I would never call out anybody personally.
Pick this up. This is an Adele song. Go back and play the other one, which isn't, and I think he posted it. I sent you two of them. All of a sudden, we're going to hear this Adele song and start getting emotional.
I don't want to start crying.
I don't want
in front
any
of a
crying.
freaking fighter.
It happens a lot, but
I only have one clip in my text.
Rob, there's another one that is 43 seconds that he says he's going to be stopping. If you just go on X and just type in, So is this the one?
Yeah, 43 seconds.
Let's see this one without music.
We had our like, I don't know, 12th studio failure this morning.
The new one.
Yeah, the new studio failed. And, my attitude with that is kind of just like, if we can't make cameras and a computer work, and despite all the previous failures we've had, there's not a single person here who can make sure that either the studio is operating or secondary studio is operating. We've gotten to a point in the company where everyone's kind of just kicked their feet up and said, I'm doing what I need to be doing. Yeah. And then that just means I'm Sisyphus pushing the rock up. The problem is people are sitting on the rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of wild, Pat, to put that out there just like that on a podcast and make it public.
It's poor leadership, by the way. I got to tell you, I'm a little surprised in Tim Pool. He's done one hell of a job, and I'm sorry to cut you off.
It's all good.
That's poor leadership right there.
I agree.
There's nobody here. Well, find somebody. You got the checkbook.
Well, there's a big difference between being a great podcaster and a smart guy and having a great, voice versus being a businessman. It's very hard to do both. So, I mean, luckily we have literally one of the only guys in the world that is what I would call a triple threat. You can be a CEO, entrepreneur, also a manager, a coach, building a team, but also one of the greatest thinkers and minds and conversationalists. It's very unique. Tim Pool, smart guy, opinionated, knows his stuff. I don't know his business acumen. I don't know. I mean, we've spent time with his team. I love Ian. Luke's a good dude. We know his team, Josie. I don't know how it works, but there's a major difference between being a pundit and a great speaker versus being a great businessman.
Was that
Like, you could see Patrick Bet-David's face when they were just first reading the comments. But yeah, I mean, like Vince said, to make that public, to just say that willy-nilly, just put that out there. I I mean, what are you saying about the people who are working there underneath you? Like, if you're going to be the leader, you got to be that guy. You got to be the one to handle this, and it gets lonely at the top. It just does. I've been there. Like, it sucks. The only help you're going to get is the help that you really go out of your way to find. You're going to have to do it a lot yourself. And it depends on your own, choices and decision. I mean, like Chael Sonnen even said, like, you're the one with the pocketbook. So why are you out here trashing the people who work underneath you when you're the one who hired them? But you're going to put that out there publicly? Yeah, like that's not a good move. Not a good move by Tim Pool. That's kind of surprising. I mean, yeah, like Sam said, he may not be the best businessman, but that's not something you put out there. Like, no one working wants to see their boss trashing them. I mean, let me know in the comments how much that would piss you off if all of a sudden you found your boss just trashing you at work publicly, or Facebook or whatever. Like, that would seriously get underneath your skin. Like what are you doing? You want me to give 100% now that you like try to make me look like a fool? No, like that's a harder sell. Much harder sell now. Leave a like. Let's get back in.
That's sincere, though? Was that sincere, or was he just putting people on notice? It sounds like he's looking to hire a COO. It sounds like somebody can step forward.
That's maybe what he needs to do.
Yeah.
Just bring a businessman in, much like Ben Shapiro brought in Jeremy Boring type of thing. It's a unique situation.
But what do you, Chael, but to do it publicly like that, like now, if you think those people are 90%, those people right now are down to 60%. Think about it. That means the whole internal group is like, wait, what the hell?
There's inner conversations and external conversations. That's probably a team meeting, not an external conversation.
Go ahead, Tom. I'm going to hear you, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts.
I think I'm reacting the same way you are. Why don't you go first?
Yeah. So look, we've had you guys see this, but you also see that behind the scenes, right? You've seen both. So we've had people that have left and said bad things about us. I ain't got time for that. What I say to you guys, what's our rule? I have nothing to say. We're moving on. Yep. Okay, we're doing our thing. You come say what you want. We'll react, but at the same time, we're moving on. Guys want to make comments. We'll do our thing. In regards to something like this, something for him to be thinking about. I don't know how many people want to move to West Virginia to work there. I don't know. Maybe you chose the wrong state, okay? And maybe the pool of talent in West Virginia is not that wide. Maybe you should consider going to Dallas. Maybe you should go to Austin, where Rogan, Muscat. So when one talent doesn't work out, at least you can. Maybe you should consider going to Miami. Who the hell is wanting to move to West Virginia? I mean, I know there was a song with name West Virginia, and the song wasn't even supposed to be about West Virginia. It just rhymed better. You know the song that I'm talking about, right?
Virginia.
It's a great song.
John Denver, I think.
Right, it's a phenomenal song, and he was trying to talk about Colorado, I believe. And it just West Virginia rhymed better, right?
Worked out well
this
for
guy's
West Virginia.
capable, he's talented, but let me tell you, Tom said the best thing to me 15 years ago, okay? And one of the best lessons, I never understood it until Tom broke it down for me. He says, Pat, do you know the most money I've ever made in my life when I was the CEO founder versus I was number 2, number 4, number 5, number 6 in a company? I've always made more money as a number 2 than a number 1. Tom is one of the smartest guys in the world. My opinion, one of the smartest guys I know in my life. Brilliant, can go any topic, any range, anywhere. He can be a lawyer one minute. He can be a CFO another minute. He can be a talent another minute. He can be a pollster another minute. The most ridiculous brain to have. I don't understand that part, right? But he understands he's not a founder. He's not a CEO. If you want to scale a business, he's going to make more money on the other way around. Tim may be needing to look at where to go. Maybe, I hope he hasn't ruined a lot of relationships where people would be willing to entertain him to go in different companies, because he is capable. And if you don't do that, you can find places to go. And the last thing I will say about this is the following. Marriage is hard, okay? It's hard, very hard. A lot of them don't work out. If it doesn't work out, it typically takes 2 to tango, right? It's not one person that screwed it up. Everybody wants to always blame the man first. And then 6 months later, like, oh, okay, so it's her. And you're like, no, it's probably both of you guys. Cool, listen, none of my business. Listen, bro, all good. Whatever you need, I'm here. Man, I wish you guys the best. Let me know how I can help as a brother, as a friend. Cool. Well, it's not pretty. Kids pay price. All that stuff happens. Running a business is hard. Being a talent is hard. Don't forget what happened a month ago. The accusations about Russia. The accusations about $100,000 per episode and all this other stuff.
I'm not surprised by Patrick Bet-David's reaction to Tim Pool's comments, because Patrick Bet-David, I mean, he teaches leadership. He's got books behind him all about that. Look, for something like Tim Pool to do, to just come out and just rip your own staff publicly when you're the one who chose to go to West Virginia, you're the one who went to move out there. I think Tim Pool moved out there because it was defensible. Tim Pool moved out there for gun laws, I believe. It's one of the best places that you can defend yourself. So if that's where you want to go, Tim Pool, that's fine. But you got to find people like Patrick Bet-David said, like someone who's willing to move out to West Virginia. I have never been there. I don't know anybody who lives there. I know it's a different place. It's a different place. And you may not be able to find the best managers, best COOs. I mean, unfortunately, sometimes you got to go to the source. It doesn't always go your way. But yeah, kind of embarrassing moment for Tim Pool and not a good look. Like, you need to do better, bro. You need to do better. But folks, let me know what you think about what Patrick Bet-David had to say about Tim Pool's comments, being that PBD is all about strong leadership. Thanks for watching. Take care, like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.